Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Mark, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate. It's Tuesday. No, it's not
It's
Tuesday.
Wednesday
it's
night.
Wednesday night. It's 7:30.
It's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate.
Episode number 102.
102.
Let's get Jamie in.
Hi, Jamie.
Nearly dropped you in the water, but I'm just watering my peppers. Sorry.
Jamie, are you having to go inside? Or are you just sitting?
I'm just standing here for a minute and then I'm going to go in the garden. Let me just finish my chili. 1 second.
That's alright.
You not got the rain there?
It's been and gone.
It's got thunder and all sorts.
Yeah,
So-
Jamie, we just heard a clap of thunder.
We had about 10 minutes of quite hard rain.
It was like hail.
And then, no, we had just some rain and then it's gone. And it's lovely again now. Finished now. Let's just have a look in my greenhouse a minute with these tomatoes.
Jamie, have you heard about Hamilton?
I have. Look at these. They just keep producing and producing and producing and producing. Look, I've even trained them up and over the top.
It's ridiculous how much tomatoes you get.
And they're still coming.
Guess what George ate today?
What?
Oh, soup. Isn't
Yep.
It? Yeah, I made
Tomato soup.
tomato and onion soup.
Wow.
From home fresh tomatoes straight off the plants.
Garlic.
That was delicious.
Home garlic, home
Onions,
onions, basil, and that's it. Yeah.
Basil.
Yeah. Hamilton's asleep for the night now.
I've seen Hampton, yeah.
Yeah, he's asleep now because his heat lamp thing turns off at 7 o'clock, so he's asleep.
Oh, okay. So he gets cold and then falls asleep.
So he does it. So there's this thing on it. So there's thing and there's and it does it. So in the daytime it's hot. It's 35 degrees in there, and then at night time it goes to 20. So and then the light goes off, and then so it looks so. You know how tortoises in the wild, they watch the sun go down, and that's when they know that it's night time.
Yeah.
And they fall asleep. It's like they're making it like it's like that. So then
Perfect.
Brilliant. Stuff. And then the light comes back on at 7 again.
He's lovely. Lovely little Hamilton. I wonder who named him.
Well, we drawed like a name out of the
Oh, did you? Was it lots of Formula One drivers' names?
We had Shearer. We were thinking about Shearer. We were thinking about Timmy. And Hamilton got drawn. So.
Oh, brilliant! Lovely.
Shelley.
Very good.
Shelley is what most tortoises call.
Yeah, cool.
Now.
Thought that'd be boring.
Fantastic hat you got on, Mark.
It's great, isn't it?
Explain the hat.
One of the fans that isn't working, Jamie.
No, they are working.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. They weren't working before.
Yeah.
They weren't working before.
They are working.
You got to make sure the batteries are charged up.
So my crazy hat is one that Jamie got me for my birthday.
So it's got two little solar fans in.
Installed fans in the rim, so when it's nice and hot, you can turn your fan on.
It's brilliant. I love mine. I wore mine all day the other day when it was really hot, and it was brilliant.
It really does cool you down.
No, it really
Yes,
was.
it's just enough to keep it going.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
Hamilton's really cute, isn't he, Dad?
It's a good buy, wasn't it, George?
So you've had you two, 3, including Steph, have had a busy few days.
Yeah, obviously we got Hamilton yesterday. Obviously he's been Jamie. He does like a routine, so he's asleep most of the day because baby tortoises can sleep up to 19 to 22 hours, so he sleeps quite a lot.
I wish
He's lucky.
So he does a routine. So he wakes up, he goes to get some food, And then he does like a lap around the vivarium and then goes back in and falls back to sleep.
Perfect. Sounds good to me.
Present.
No.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
But I like him. I like him. And then he goes back to sleep and then he does that over and over again.
Has there been anything else exciting other than the tortoise?
Wait. And then we get him out sometimes, but we can't take him out for too long because he's used to warm weather. With the species are from Africa, so we have to only get him out about 10 minutes at a time.
Otherwise he gets cold.
I can tell you a little story about tortoises from when I was a kid.
What?
What they used to do is they'd live in the garden, but they would drill a hole in the back of the shell behind the back legs, tie a string on it so it couldn't get away. Tie a string.
He does this pretty thing, doesn't he?
What, and then go round in a circle?
Basically. I didn't do it. We didn't have
like
one.
this thing, Dad, doesn't he? He goes like.
That's what tortoises do.
What else has happened since we last seen you?
Nothing exciting, apparently.
Yeah, there is.
What happened on Saturday?
George, you saw me Saturday. What are you talking about? That should be the first thing on your list.
I know. I did see you on Saturday. I'm right. You're right.
So on Saturday, my wonderful wife organised a surprise.
And me.
And George. Surprise 40th birthday party for me. And Jamie was there, of course.
Of course I was.
You can't miss a birthday party without him.
That was great. Brilliant.
All the way from Norfolk to help celebrate.
Yeah, it was great.
Other people, Kim.
Fantastic afternoon.
Natalie
was there. It was really good.
Work colleagues and family. It was lovely.
Yeah, it was really nice to see everybody.
Nice village hall.
Jamie, when because they can the tortoise can grow up to 2 foot, so we might have to build a shed, and you might have to come and do electricity for us.
Will do. Is this called Through the Tortoise's Shed Gate?
I'll tell you what is good about the tortoise. It's actually, because it's got a daylight bulb in there, 12 hours a day, it's got UV light.
Oh!
And it's 35 degrees in there, so guess where all my tomatoes are getting germinated next spring?
Yeah, but if they come through and you leave it a bit too long, he'll munch them.
My dad's plant. Do you know another good thing about tortoises? They eat all weeds, so they can eat obviously lettuce and all that. They can also eat weeds, so they eat bongleweed.
Bongleweed?
Well,
Bongle?
I can't
Bindweed.
Bindweed.
Bongle. I'm sure there is a weed called bongleweed somewhere in the world.
We'll invent it. She said, can you tell George is obsessed?
Obviously.
Just a little bit.
Right now he's just as big as my mum's palm, and then he's going to grow up to 2 foot, so...
that'll be in about 200 years.
Yeah. Do you gardening fact then?
Gardening fact. Of course, Jamie, it's tortoise related.
Is it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Many common garden plants can be grown for tortoises to eat, including nasturtium, pansies, violets, sedums. They can also eat many weeds, including
brambles,
which is good, and bindweed and dandelions.
Dandelions. I know they love dandelions.
So now we need to keep growing lots and lots and lots of lettuce because the amount he eats in a day.
No, Jamie, he ate flat 4 lettuce leaves today.
It's not bad for a little, is it? It'll be nice and skinny, just eating 4 lettuce leaves. If I did that, I'd melt away.
Yes, he's getting... We're worried. Well, we're not worrying, but we don't want him to eat and get tummy ache or whatever. So we're limited to them. They even eat raspberries.
You ate a raspberry earlier.
Good.
2 raspberries.
Lovely.
Red.
2, do you mean, Dad?
I think bongleweed has now got a bit of a following, George. Everyone's
Bongleweed is
talking
the new
about
wheat.
bongleweed. Yes.
That's what the nickname is for bindweed.
Yes. That's it. We've got to get that out there now, bongleweed.
If you've got bongleweed in your garden, you can't sell your house.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Bongleweed.
better than bindweed. Those bongleweeds are horrible.
Hashtag bongleweed. Let's get it going.
Weed.
Hashtag bongleweed.
Right, do you need Mummy to come and meet you at the
Yes.
dome or not?
Yes.
Mummy, come meet George at the dome. Just in case there's any more thunder.
Yeah, I don't like thunder. It kind of scares me.
Just be careful when you walk past the bongleweed, because that might grab your leg.
I think Hamilton will get used to loud noises because we have a noisy dog here, so
And a noisy George.
and a noisy me, so I think he'll get used to live here.
Right,
Sure
see you
you
later,
will.
bongleweed.
No, not bongleweed. And the tortoise was in a plastic box when it came home with us, and it was trying to break out. It was trying to go.
I'm sure it was.
Is she?
Yeah, she'll be there.
She'll be there now, George.
Right. See you in the
Hey,
morning.
Libby.
We'll see Hamilton in the morning as well.
Yeah, I will. Off you go.
Hashtag Hamilton.
See you, George. I will come and meet Hamilton, Steph.
Bye.
My God, how excited is that boy?
A little bit excited about the tortoise.
Wow.
I'm very excited to come and tell you all about the tortoise.
Yeah, I bet. God. You can tell. So you got lots of lovely presents for your big 4-0. That's back to front. I can't read it. King of the Garden.
And look at that.
Mini rake.
The pen.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Fantastic.
Beard itcher.
A big. There's one more present you need to talk about before we get our guest in.
Is it a hoster? So Jamie also, as well as the fantastic cooling hat, got me the hoster that we were talking about on Through the Garden Gate a few episodes ago, which was
Jurassic Park. And I've been trying to nurture that for about nearly 4 weeks, thinking,
You managed not to kill it.
Please don't die. Please don't. Yeah, but it. Plant grow. Happy birthday, Mark.
Thanks,
Look
Plank.
at that. That's 2 days late, but never mind. Yeah, that. So all the shows we've been to, we couldn't find it. Could be, but I managed to trace one and hunt it down.
Hopefully it'll get to the size that they're supposed to in my garden. As long
Supposed
as
to be massive, isn't it?
It's supposed to be like Gunnerer size leaves, aren't they? They're huge.
Yeah. That'll be good to see that. Really good.
Fingers crossed we get another year like this where it's no slugs.
Definitely.
Although, saying that, if it gets as big as what it's supposed to, the slugs can have a munch on the corner of it and you won't even notice.
You won't. No, definitely. That's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing with any slugs. If they get onto a plant which is sorted itself out and grown big enough, that it won't very rarely decimate it. It's just when they get little tiny seedlings and little plants, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Right. Who's our guest today, Mark?
So tonight we have somebody that's been gardening since young, just like me. He's been a professional gardener and a garden designer, worked for Gardener's World presenter Carol Klein.
Oh, lovely.
Has been a major part of the Garden Media Guild, including chairman. He turned to Instagram during the pandemic, regularly touring his garden. He's a fellow podcaster and a columnist for Amateur Gardening magazine. It is, of course, another wearer of hats, just like me, Mike Palmer.
He does wear a lot of hats, doesn't he? I didn't realise that, but yeah. Yeah, come to think about it, I don't think I've ever. Has he got a hat on? No,
No,
see,
no
no hat.
hat.
I need to upgrade my hat. I want a hat with fans.
You're brilliant. It's really good.
Oh, we need all the help we can get at the moment. I mean, this is the first day it's been cool for 6 months.
Yeah.
I know. It's been. I don't want to say horrendous because it hasn't. It's been lovely, but some days it's been horrendous.
Yeah.
Too dry as well.
It's just been for such a long time. And we're just so typically British, aren't we? We every single year, oh, we've not had a good summer, then we get one. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, it's too much water in. I can't cope with this. So yeah, so I need to upgrade my hat though.
Definitely. What would a perfect summer be for us, though?
Yeah, so they're the fans, are they?
Yeah, there's solar panels on top.
Solar panels on top, fan underneath.
Wow. And where did you get that?
I got it for him. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, I think you'll have to. I need a new hat. I've got hat envy.
Yeah, you normally, I just, as Mark said about your hat wearer, I thought, I don't think I've ever seen him without a hat, but then you come on and you look like me.
Yeah, and the beard as well.
Yes, exactly.
I just need a pair of glasses.
I'll take them off.
Who's who?
Separated at birth. Except
Well,
I
how
was
are you, Mark?
separated.
All right?
I'm fine, thank you very much. How are the two of you?
Yeah, really good.
Really good.
Really, really good.
I thought I'd come round because you were talking about hostas. I thought I'd come round and show you Hosta Alley.
Ooh,
Oh, yes.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Look at that.
I have got a bit of a thing
Oh, God.
about hostas. And yeah, they've become. It was my first plant love. When I first started gardening, this was the first plant that I really wanted to get into. Yeah. And then you mentioned slugs and snails, and it's been a great year because there have been no slugs and snails. I mean, I look around here for the end of August. There's hardly any damage at all, which is just not how it usually is. But yeah, they were my first plant love. So yeah, I've got about 120 plus.
Fantastic. Mainly in pots, are they, around there?
Yeah, and that's because they were my first plant love, and I used to plant them in the garden, in the borders. Yeah. Then within weeks, they'd end up looking like lace curtains, and then I sort of fell out of love with them. And then I did some more research, and all of the hostas here are in terracotta pots. This is the new one. This is party streamers, which is just something a little bit different.
And that's a hosta.
That's a hosta. That. Yeah, it's a hosta. And there's another one. There's party streamers, and I can't forget the name of this one. But this one here is like a blue version. That sort of like glaucous blue version of it.
Wow!
And the flowers have been
flowers, huge,
amazing.
Fantastic. So the flowers obviously give that away because you can tell a hosta flower a mile off. But the leaves are nothing like a normal hosta.
Almost like a fern, doesn't it? Like a heart.
Yeah, they are fern-like. Yeah,
it's really sort of something really different. But next year or the year after, there's going to be. Have you seen the Red Ninja hosta?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Well, Red Ninja, I've got a hosta called First Blush somewhere, which has got like a flush of red over the leaves. I'm looking around here. But this Red Ninja, which will be 2006 or 7, is almost red across the whole of the leaf.
Wow.
It's not a bright red. It's sort of like a very sort of beetroot flushed red.
Oh, wow.
So we're all getting a little bit excited about that now. That will be something really special.
I bet, yeah. So obviously last year were you devastated? Your hostas actually, were they horrendous?
But they weren't, because I don't have a life. So I'm out here under the cover of darkness with my phone.
Getting rid of them.
Picking them off and sending them off to the council compost heap. So yeah, but most people have got a life, so most people end up with hostas that have got damaged. And don't get me wrong, some of them have got some damage on them, just sort of like beginning now. But
yeah,
largely, for the end of the year, I'm amazed.
Brilliant, isn't it? I suppose some of them have got really tough leaves as well, and they leave them alone, don't they? But they go for the more tender ones.
Yeah, they say that the sort of like the bluey leaved ones are a little bit tougher. They got like a waxy sort of covering on them.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just a multi-pronged approach. I sort of put grit on the top, um, and the terracotta pots helps. Also, I put them in pots of water as well. They're in trays of water. Some of them are, and that really helps because slugs aren't very good at swimming.
Well,
Now,
so
the
they've got to
reason
go
I
over
put
the moat first.
yeah, and what I've actually found is that the reason I put them in the water was to keep them hydrated during the summer this year because the terracotta sort of like dries out the soil quite quickly. So
Yeah.
that was the reason for doing that. But just by chance, it also happened to be another deterrent. So, and the other thing I
Fantastic.
do is I will rip off sacrificial leaves and just drop them on the ground for the slugs to have those. Um,
Ah,
so it's just like with like beer traps. I don't like the beer trap thing because it's just a horrible slimy mess. But if
yeah.
you just put a few hosta leaves down, the ones that they like, just put them
Yeah.
down on the ground. They'll feast down there. And again,
Brilliant. What a
it's
good
just
tip.
yeah.
Fantastic tip.
And I'd
And we
rather have
just,
the beer down me rather than in the
of
ground.
course, oh my God,
Don't
definitely.
waste it.
We just mentioned, or Mark just mentioned, they look like fern leaves, but you've just moved slightly, and there was two amazing ear.
Tree
Look at
ferns.
that, just above your right ear there. And I think, oh, in the background, two or three more. They are stunning.
With the idea of because Hoster Alley wasn't as big as this to start with. It was a collection of pots on one stand, and then over the years the collection has grown. I've propagated them, so I had the alley, but I just needed something to help keep the sun off as well, and something that was in keeping with the hostas and the shade. So, um, yeah, I've got some tree ferns along here, and it just really sort of sets it off now. I'd love it down here.
They are beautiful. I bet they've loved this year, haven't they?
They've needed a lot of water,
Mm,
um, and that's great. It's just again sort of like we all live out in the garden. I certainly do. So just sort of like being out here, watering, and I think watering's great because you really get to see the garden when you water.
exactly.
It just gives you
All
that sort of time to take it all in.
it definitely does. Because you almost sit and have a look at every single plant.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
definitely.
I've enjoyed that side of things.
Yeah.
But truth to tell, sort of like you start out at the beginning of the year, and you're enthusiastic, you can't wait to get out there, start growing. But come the end of August, where we've all been out here walking to try and keep the plants alive, I'm ready for for the darker nights.
Yeah, it's getting
And
a
I'm
bit.
not wishing my life away. It's just sort of like, wow, it's been a long one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel exactly the same. I really do. When I start, because obviously I'm more of edibles. When I start planning the winter and what I'm going to sow for the winter, and when the tomatoes are gone, what I'm going to put in, that's when I know that I've had almost enough in the allotment, and I want to you know get in the
Yeah,
polytunnels later in the year.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So we said earlier we had a little chat briefly, and you're gonna when it starts getting dark, you're gonna disappear inside, and I will too as well. I'll go back in the garden. But you
yeah,
said give us a little tour around the garden quickly while it's still light.
yeah, will do.
I know you do it most Sundays, but just for us, a little special
Yeah,
tour,
okay, absolutely. I'll start
and then
around here.
we'll have a proper chat in a little while when it starts to get dark.
Okay, turn you all around. So, far end of the garden. So it's a garden I designed myself years ago for some friends of ours, but unfortunately one of them passed away. But we went ahead and we built the garden, and the other one passed away.
Oh,
So the garden is what I designed. I just made the borders a little bit bigger than I'd originally sort of planned to do for the original design because I do love my plants. And I'm an ornamental grower. I love my flowers.
yeah.
Um, and the sort of like the grow your own, I did at college 100 years ago. But even then, I knew it was just going to be about the flowers. So
Mm.
yeah, it's just a mix of all sorts in here. I love my grasses.
They're
Got
looking
quite a few
great.
Oh, look at
grasses,
that. That is beautiful.
and these are lovely because they sort of like just catch the evening sun, and they're tall. They got a bit of movement, so I love those. And just loads of perennials. We've got phlox here. Um, We've got Joe Pieweed in the back there.
I think grasses are
Euphorbia.
great because normally tall things would go towards the back of the border, but I suppose because you can see through them, it doesn't matter so much.
Yeah, and I think sort of like we sort of like read this and hear it on the TV so often, don't we? Sort of mix it up a little bit. So I did purposely bring these grasses forward,
Yeah.
just so it isn't sort of like this big slope from the back towards the bottom. Just nice to put a little bit of interest in there. I love hydrangeas. This is one of the paniculatas,
That's
one
lovely.
called Wim's Red. This is lovely because it's a creamy colour when it comes out, and it's got lovely red stems. But as the flowers start to age, they just turn this lovely pinky red colour. And I've really turned into I'm a blue, purple kind of guy, but I'm turning into a bit of a pink guy. As I get older, I'm sort of like getting all lacy and pinky, and
That's good. Nothing wrong with a bit of pink.
well,
My
no, definitely
hydrangeas
not.
haven't done anything. My hydrangeas haven't flowered at all this year. Obviously, I haven't watered them, enough, but nothing. A few leaves, and that's it.
Yeah, it's funny how some plants will perform one year, and then the next year they'll do nothing. If I take you further up the garden, I've got a lovely Cornus Cusa
Oh,
just up here.
don't show
Now,
my wife because mine hasn't flowered, or hers hasn't flowered. I bought her one 2 years ago, and it hasn't flowered.
has it flowered at all?
No, it's got leaves but no flowers. It had flowers when I bought it 2 years ago at Gardeners World Live. And it's
Right.
quite
Well,
a big specimen as well.
the secret with your Cornus to get it flowering is to really dose it with water. Probably
Right.
about March, April, May time. Even if it's sort of like raining, just give it a little splash of water every so often. But then this year, this one didn't flower anywhere near as much as it usually does. But what it has done is it's put on a lot of top growth, which I've not had before. So it's sort of really getting into its stride now. But yeah, watering really well at the beginning of the season really does help to
Brilliant.
promote the flowers. So yeah, and then around this part of the garden, like a shady border here. I love dry
Oh,
shade.
that's nice. Yeah, that's lovely.
And so many people say, "Oh, I've got dry shade. I don't know what to do." My last garden was all shade. So I created shade in this garden so I could have my shade plants in here. More grasses.
That's nice.
Gora, or Anopera as it's called now. Cercis, forest pansy.
Beautiful.
More grasses. These pergolas we put in a couple of years ago. So I'm training wisterias over the tops of those. But it's just a really eclectic mix of all the plants that I love. Hardy bananas.
Oh, look at the banana. Yeah, it's lovely.
And a canna.
Cannas. More grasses here. This is
Canthus.
Yeah, male partus, just beautiful red foliage, flowers, not foliage. And then just over here, there was a shed here up until a couple of years ago. So we've just put the seating area in. We've got hardy bananas, acers, more bananas, begonias, even more bananas.
More bananas.
Yeah, I love the bananas. And the crazy thing is, you can pick those up for sort of like £5 in sort of like the market, and just sort of like pop them on each year. And they obviously need overwintering because they're tender. But yeah, so it's all about the plants, definitely.
So what do you do with them in the winter, Mike? Do you put them in your greenhouse?
Yeah. So just going to the greenhouse now. What I used to do, I used to take them out of the pots and take all of the soil away from the roots, turn them upside down, cut all the foliage off, turn them upside down to drain all the excess water out, and then wrap them in fleece. But then one year I've got quite a big banana, and we have this every Sunday on the stroll. And we have the banana emojis coming up. So this banana out here, it's in a really big pot.
Yeah.
But I can't keep, I mean, I've had this for about 8 years now. There's no way I can keep sort of turning that out and turn it upside down. So I just cut all of the foliage off and just brought it in here. And I
Yeah.
tell you what, they overwinter better, I think, if they're kept in a container and just kept dry over the winter. Um, in here, I've got a small heater. It's just a little electric heater, and it
Hmm.
literally keeps the greenhouse at about 1 or 2 degrees. It's
Yeah.
not heated; it's just keeping the frost off.
Yeah.
And there were misses in the back row. And so that's how I overwinter it, and yeah, it works a treat. But where I pick them up at £5 at the market, and then sort
Yeah.
of like pop them up, all of a sudden you need a bigger greenhouse. Well, you guys
So
know what
how
that's
many how
like.
many have you
It's
got?
1, 2,
Oh,
3, 4, 5,
loads.
6, 7, 7.
Bushy canners.
Brilliant.
And plus the can. Well, I leave the canners in the ground.
Oh dear.
I leave.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I'm right down on the south coast, so um, yeah, where it's sort of tropical here ish, but mostly not.
So how long would it take from a £5 one for the market to get to something that size? How many years would that be?
Well, let me just show you my last £5 one, which was last year. That is this one here.
Wow, they do really well, don't they?
But the secret is a lot of feed and a lot of water. Now that was probably half the size. I mean, in terms of girth and height. Sorry, there's no escaping this conversation. You did ask. I'm only answering the question.
I
But yeah,
know.
that's twice the size, and I do keep it well fed and well watered. So, and that's why at the end of the season, it's just like a sponge. I don't know if you've ever grown the Abyssinian
No,
bananas.
never.
If you cut the foliage off, if you cut a leaf off and squeeze it, it literally just drips like a sponge.
Right. Oh, wow.
Sorry, everybody. Apologies. They made me do it.
Right. Enough for Mike's girthy banana. Oh dear. Let's have a bit of a...
Here's the hat.
There it is. Look, there's the famous hat.
Which needs upgrading.
No, I do like your hat. I've got one similar, but it's not quite as worn.
Well,
Yours looks better because it's well worn.
Yeah, I picked this up about 50 years ago at Hampton Court Flower Show. It's one of those Australian deer hide hats. And it was meant to be, obviously because I'm a little bit follically challenged, as you are yourself, and just sort of like when you're out gardening, you really do have to be careful. But I bought it more for the winter because I wanted something to keep me warm.
Yeah.
Then I lost it in my gardening van and found it just before lockdown, covered in white mold and looking absolutely rancid. So I gave it a little bit of a makeover. But yeah, it's seen better days. It's, as you can see,
dutifully worn.
It's very well worn.
I don't want to even ask how untidy your gardening van is if you can lose a hat for God knows how long.
Well, I mean, I'm to be fair, I'm a Virgo. I am quite organised, but I had this big sort of blue plastic box in there for like the lawnmower sort of basket and some other bits and pieces. It was just underneath at the bottom. I never wore it.
Yeah.
And it just sat there for years and years and years, not being used. And then we got to lockdown, and I just thought, oh, actually, that hat would be good because we had such a gorgeous lockdown, didn't we?
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. Really,
and I was doing all this stuff on Instagram, so I thought, oh, actually, I'll dig the hat out and say it was almost white. So, yeah.
Give it a bit of a clean up and start using it again. Brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's But see, when I was at Hampton Court this year, I looked after the how-to stage, and it was so hot in there. It was like an oven. Yeah. So I didn't wear the hat, and people are coming along sort of saying, "Where's the hat? Where's the hat?" So yeah, I worry more about putting my hat down and losing it than I do my mobile phone these days.
Yeah. Well, you can get another phone.
Well, yeah, exactly. I can't get another hat.
No, not the same. Definitely not. Right, then let's have a little chat about yourself. Where did it all start? How did you get this, obviously, massive love for gardening?
My mum and dad. They were passionate gardeners, and they loved roses. I mean, we're sort of like talking about the 60s, 70s. I'm only 30. I just look really, really old.
Yeah. Same as me.
And so my parents sort of gardened, and I guess it was when I was about 6 or 7, we had this small garden. But at the back of the garden, we had like a rockery, like a 70s style rockery. But behind the rockery, there was a patch of ground which was probably about 2 meters by 2 meters. And I remember asking my mum if I could have it to make a garden.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, she said, yeah, what are you going to do with it? So there was a tiny rhododendron in one corner and just a load of soil. So we turfed it, made a border. But I remember there were signs from when I was very, very young. I made these little fairy sort of cake things with like little cocktail sticks, like little umbrellas for the fairies at the bottom of the garden. And sort of my mum must have been thinking then, oh dear, we're going to have problems later on with this one. But I remember just planting bulbs and putting plants in and just seeing them grow. And I guess sort of like from that really sort of tender age, a sort of like a flame was ignited. And yeah, it's always been there. So, yeah.
So did it stay with you all the way through your teens and into early adulthood? Or because a lot of the times other things come along and you know, you start thinking about other things in your teens.
And I sort of fell into that as well. I sort of like as a young kid at home with my parents, I'd be out there because they grew roses and we're quite near the New Forest. We used to go out on a Sunday and we used to do what we call hossmucking. And hossmucking is going out into the forest. We used to go out in my dad's old Austin A40 with one of these big plastic swing bins. And we'd literally go around with a scoop and pick up horsemuck, put it into these big plastic bins to take home to rot down so we could put onto the roses. So that was hossmucking. But yeah, as well, whilst I was at home, I was into the garden. But then, of course, a teenager, other things come along. You're going out, you're exploring the world and doing whatever you're doing as you are as teenagers.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I got a new property, had a new house with a small garden, that it's like, oh my God, I've got a garden. And I must have been in my mid-20s then. And so I probably had 10 years out. And then it was like, right, let's get on with it. And so I just fell back in love with it. It was always there.
Yeah.
It's just you going back to you saying hossmucking. My grandparents used to say that because they were from Dudley in you know, near Birmingham, and they used to call it a hoss. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's a fantastic word.
Well, it's funny because I've never heard it before, but my mum was a Yorkshire girl, and so I'm assuming perhaps it was north of, well, everywhere's north of Bournemouth, but yeah, it was a term that she probably used, and it's certainly a term that's like within the family. Oh, the Palmers are off hossmucking this weekend.
I even say it now because my wife's got hosses, so I say, "Oh, we've got to go and do the hosses today." Strange.
Oh, it's nice to hear someone else say it.
I haven't heard that for a long time.
It's nice to hear someone else say it because I thought it was just something that was unique to our family. But yeah,
no, definitely not. No.
Yeah, so that's how it started. That's how it started.
Brilliant. So this little new garden in your first house, how did that? You know, what did you do with that then? Is it
Well, I made a massive faux pas. I went to the garden centre and I bought all these lovely plants. And this is how long ago it was. Heathers were popular. Yeah. I mean, who likes heathers? They're bound to have a comeback. They're due a revival. Actually, they're probably not due a revival, but
they keep trying with those hideous coloured ones, don't they?
Let's not go there.
No, definitely not.
So anyway, I had these heathers and other plants, and I remember my parents putting bloodfish and bone down to feed the plants. So got them all planted up, got the bloodfish and bone and sprinkled it over the tops of my plants, watered it all in. And then, of course, over the course of the next 2 weeks, these heathers and various plants just started to go shades of brown and then black and then just started. And I remember I was disgusted, like with the garden centre, bloody hell, you know what they sold me here? Actually going to the garden centre and explaining sort of like what happened to these plants, took one along, and she sort of like very carefully asked how I'd applied this bloodfish and bone. And I told her, well, you know, I sprinkled it on the top. And she was just like, so for everybody out there, we can all make mistakes.
Definitely.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, never again.
Yeah. No.
But I think
So
sort of like, I always share that story because I think it's, we've all made mistakes, haven't we? That was just a bit of a howler though.
Yeah.
So you learn. Well, that's how I've learned. I haven't had any horticultural training at all. You know, it's all do it if it grows well, brilliant. If it doesn't, oh, what did I do last time, and you can change it next time.
And do you know what? I have been trained, but ultimately it's experience that counts.
Yeah.
And I always say on the stroll, because I will say you can do it this way, but if you do it another way and it works, you carry on doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've learned a theory or a version of what you could do, but there are different ways of getting from A to B. So if you find another way and it works, then yeah, just go with it.
Let's just make it clear that you weren't trained when you did the bloodfish and bone like that, were
you? No.
If you were, I'm not going to do the same courses as you did.
This was well before. I sort of got back into the gardening, having had my own garden again, and then it sort of like after the mistakes, I just actually learned a load, and then I actually thought about changing career because I was working in an office and I didn't like working in an office. I was okay at working in an office, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. And so I just got enrolled on a course, the first RHS level 1 course, and struck gold because, do you know David Hurrian? David Hurrian, who was the associate editor of Gardener's World magazine, he was my tutor.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't actually doing that job at the time. I think he was still working for Amateur Gardening magazine. But I remember walking into this class and seeing David and just thinking, wow, how lucky am I? Because David was just such a mine of information and went above and beyond the syllabus with plant idents that we didn't need to do, but used to bring in like 30 plants each week, which we had to learn and remember. Wow. So, yeah, I struck gold, but I will still say, even having gone through the RHS exams, what you do experience-wise and learn in the garden is just worth so much.
Yeah. I was just about to say, let's just can we have a few minutes about the RHS 1, 2, and 3? I keep thinking about it, but I've heard lots of things about how it's really hard and it's I don't know. I've heard so much bad press about it.
Yeah, it's a tough one because I learned more probably on the botany side of things. And sometimes when plants are failing, I learned more about how to revive a plant, what to look for, how to try and help plants that are failing because of the botany side of things.
Right.
It was tough. It was a tough call. And I did one, then a lot of people in the group said, oh, let's do 2. So we did 2 together. And then I thought, gosh, I've only got one more to do. So I sort of pushed myself. But yeah, it was a tough one. I'm completely on the fence about whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm glad I did it, but equally so, when you're a jobbing gardener, nobody actually asked me, are you qualified? I told them because I had been, but would it have made any difference? Probably not.
Um, so not don't you think not even to what you knew? You must, if you come across something at work, if you hadn't done those 3 courses, there must have been points when you go, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. It's it's just a big investment. Um,
It's
if
a
I
lot
had
of
my
money
time,
now. I've looked now, and to get
yeah,
1 and 2, it's a lot of money to lay down to do it.
yeah.
And time as well, isn't it?
It's the time. I think that's the
Yeah,
thing. If you're going to do it, and I wanted to do it properly, I did invest a lot of time because I wanted to learn. Um, yeah, it's if people are out. I mean, you can do it distance learning as well. And I had to sort of like
yeah,
travel 40 minutes to go to Kingston Morwood College in Dorchester, and that was fine in the summer months. But in the winter, so you got a cold, bleak winter with snow on the ground, and it was like
yeah.
difficult to get there. But things have changed, so um, yeah, I'm in two minds. I learned loads, but I've
Mm.
also learned a lot. Um, two mistakes.
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Yeah. So while you were doing your RHS exams, were you actually working as a gardener, or was this pre-working as a gardener?
To start with, I wasn't. In fact, when I first started on the course, I was the only one in the group who wasn't working in horticulture. They all come
Oh
from
wow.
nurseries or jobbing gardeners. So I felt like a little bit odd that I wasn't actually in the trade. But I soon put pay to that because I went back to my boss at the time. Having completed the first one, I wanted to set up my own gardening range and start doing the design work. So I was very lucky. My boss let me go part time.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
I was working 8 till 1:30 in the office, and then the rest of the day I'd be out gardening, and at the weekends and in the evenings. So really long days, and didn't really stop at all. But just that experience of working with plants and learning that way as well. So yeah,
Mm.
so to start with, no, I was in an office, and then eventually I was doing it part time, and then I was made redundant,
Oh,
which was like,
There you
hurrah,
go. Off you go.
yeah,
almost
and that,
perfect timing.
yeah, and sort of like as soon as I went part time, the rot set in because all I wanted to do was be outside in people's gardens rather than sitting in an office.
Mm.
And I'd sneak off to the restaurant with like lots of books and files, and I'd be sat down there writing out planting plans or doing sort of like dummy designs. And if I'd always sit in the far corner, so if anybody was like walking towards me, I could cover this stuff up and pretend I was like on a project.
I was just about to say about not being in the office, but quite a bit of designing must be sitting in front of, maybe not back then, but now certainly a computer. A lot of people do it on computers and things in an office.
Yeah, I was just before sort of like the CAD stuff came in. So I was using a slate and an old stick. Oh, I mean, all joking apart, I'm also a trained artist, illustrator.
Oh,
Um,
really?
so
Okay.
so the designs, I could do designs on paper, and that's how I
Mm,
worked. I did paper designs. So yeah,
fantastic. You can't beat. I love seeing a garden design in, is it watercolors that make a lot of people use? Oh,
yeah.
absolutely beautiful.
Well, what was
Really
quite
nice.
nice, if I did a design for somebody, I'd had this like watercolor design on like an A2 piece of paper. People would often say, "Oh, we'll frame that and put it
Yeah,
in the," and that was quite nice as well. So they had a garden and some artwork as well. Um,
fantastic. Well, what a talking point when you've got a guest round. That's what I wanted, and
What it's
there it
supposed
is.
to look like.
yeah,
Yeah,
but then when I
yeah,
did my own
fantastic.
garden here, it was literally on a piece of graph paper, just a sort of, I just sketched it out, and I knew what I wanted to do. You get into a way of thinking about the garden layout, and so yeah. So for here, it was pretty much a fag packet design.
Exactly, because it's all in your head, isn't it? And you just put it
Yeah,
down as you're doing it. You can say this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter. You haven't
yeah.
got to explain it to clients, and
Sell it.
you can't just do it out your head. Then no,
No, they
that's
they expect a little bit more because obviously they're paying for a
yeah,
service. Yeah, so it's
yeah.
sort of like to pitch up and say, like, here's my fag packet, and here's what your garden's going to look like.
Yes.
And
Oh,
then you've got the other
brilliant.
designers locally, because obviously people maybe get two or three quotes.
Yeah.
And in fact, there was another girl who I knew, who I was at college with. She was a great designer, and the two of us were pitching for this job, and they picked me, which was great. Me with my paper designs and her with her CAD.
Oh,
And
wow.
the woman phoned me up and said, "Oh, yeah, we'd like you to do the job." So I went round to meet her, and she said, "Oh, so when do you do the computer designs?" And I thought, "Oh no, she thinks I'm the one that does the computer ones." I said, "I don't do the computer ones."
Oh
But she said, "Oh
no.
no, that's fine." She said, "We're happy with the paper, but we thought you would do computer as well." So yeah, I had some moments.
Oh God, yeah, I bet. I suppose these days you can email them; they're on your phone and all over the place. You can just share them
Yeah,
to everybody here and there, can't you? That's
yeah.
the difference. Yeah,
I used to like the design work. It was coming from a design background because I did graphic design and illustration at art college.
yeah,
Um, I loved that creativity, and sort of like mapping out a space. Yeah,
yeah. I suppose that the two merged quite well, didn't they?
yeah, they did. It was sort of like a marriage made in heaven. So like these
Yeah,
things that happen in your life, and then all of a sudden you sort of think, oh, I can use that for doing this. So
yeah, yeah, definitely. So just quickly about level 3, I bet that's a tough cookie.
yeah, it was. Um,
Yeah,
and well, we've all been in exams. You know when you turn over the page, they say, right, you can start. You turn over, and you look at the first question, you think, oh God, I don't know, I don't know. So
I'll
then you
tell
go
you.
to number two, and then you look at number two
Yeah,
and
yeah.
think, oh no. It was a really tough exam, and of course there's a practical as well. There's a plant ident, there's a pest and disease ident. You had an interview with a horticulturalist,
Ooh,
about different bits and pieces. But say this was a few years ago, and I know the courses have changed, and they've been brought right up to date with um, all the stuff that's really relevant these days, climate change and
yeah, yeah,
sustainability and things like that. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I might have to. I'll have another look. Maybe I'll have a little delve and do
yeah,
another one
I
to start with.
definitely have a look. Um,
Yeah.
it's probably more the time commitment that I think
Mm.
shocked me.
But if you can do it distance on the computer these days, and
Yeah,
it's not so bad. If you can have an hour here and an hour there, it's not too bad, is it? I
yeah,
suppose.
because I had that 40-minute drive either side of it before I even got there. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely look at it. Definitely.
Mm. Yeah, we'll do definitely. Yeah. So your career in gardening started back then, doing your own things.
I'm going to go into the office so you can put some light on. Yeah,
Yeah, I might start walking around as well, to be honest, because it's starting to get dark. Yeah, so you were jobbing and doing your own things. I heard a little thing on the grapevine. You used to do some stuff with Carol Klein.
yeah,
The
um,
amazing Carol Klein. She's fantastic.
yeah. I was. Let me just put the light on. That's better. I was, like we all are. I was a massive fan of Carol, and
Yeah.
having done the course with David, who was working for Gardeners World magazine at that point, I kept saying to him, if I can come down and sort of like help out, carry the camera bags or be the gopher or get coffees, I would love to. And he said, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And then one day he phoned me, it was in February, and he said, Carol is looking for a gardener. Would you be interested? And I was like, yes.
Of
He
course.
said,
Yeah.
okay. How long do you have to think about that one?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Didn't seconds.
So I said yes, and he said, I'll pass your details on. And of course, I waited and waited, and the days turned into weeks and months, and then a year went by, and she never phoned.
Oh no.
The, the following year, David phoned again. Oh, Carol's looking for a gardener. And so I was a little bit like, yeah, yeah, okay.
Again.
Um, again. So I didn't think anything of it. Then one day I was out gardening and my phone rang and it was a withheld number. And I picked it up and there was nobody there. Couldn't hear anything at all. This happened continually during the course of the day. I didn't think anything of it until I got home and my phone rang again withheld number. It's like, who is this? And it was Carol Klein. You know, she didn't even have to sort of like say who it is. You just the voice was
Yeah,
there.
of course. Yeah.
And I was just like, and my other half was like, Carol Klein on the phone. And she said, I'm looking for a gardener. She said, you've come recommended. Would you like to come down and spend the weekend at the garden here? Well, it was a bank holiday weekend. I had clients who I was supposed to be working for. So there were some hasty phone calls.
Yeah.
And long story short, I went down there. But David said, just let you know, she's done this with quite a few people. So just take it as a one-off, enjoy it, and see how it goes.
Right. Okay.
So I went down, and it was a 3-hour journey from here to Carol's place in North Devon. But that was still sort of like, I'm still going. It's just a chance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I went down there and did my weekend, came back. Then on the following Monday, I was out in the garden, the same garden that she tried to call me at before, and she phoned again. And I put her number into my phone by then. So comes up Carol Klein, phone him.
Yeah.
And she said, will you come back? And so, yeah, I did that for 18 months. It was just surreal. And because we all know the garden, we all know Carol's garden so well. And just when I was driving down the hill, you can see the cottage up on the top of the hill. You can see the garden. I'd seen it on so many programs. And just to be driving down that lane. And I remember that the first day I got there, I parked at the bottom of the garden, walked up through this garden like I knew like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
And the cottage was there. So, you know, you just knock on the door and this guy answered, and it was her husband. And, oh, it's Mike, isn't it? Come on in. Jason Ingram was there. They were doing a photo shoot for garden as well.
Wow.
No sign of Carol. She was obviously upstairs getting made up for these pictures. And then after about 5 minutes, she just came down the stairs, and it's just like an unbelievable moment.
Yeah, that's strange.
And she's just like, oh, hi there. Thanks for coming down. She got me started on some work, and she was doing this photo shoot. So I was in the garden. I was just weeding and going through the borders, watching this photo shoot. And all that was going through my mind is there must be thousands of people who would kill to be here where I am right now.
Yeah.
But it was almost like it was like an out of body experience almost. It was quite bizarre.
Fantastic. It must have been really surreal because, you know, even when we're around all these shows and we see all these, you know, celebrity gardeners, you take a step back, don't you?
Yeah.
And to actually see her there and then in her own house and work for it must have been amazing.
Someone's asking how long ago that was. It was 2018, 2018 and 19. And but the thing was, sort of like during the day, that particular day, she was doing a photo shoot. So she was Carol, as we see on the television, as we see at the garden shows. But I was staying overnight. And so she said, come in for your food, and went in the evening, completely devoid of makeup. She's just sat there with her husband, Neil, just sat around the kitchen table, and Neil cooked an amazing meal. And it was just, and next to the garden, there's a big field, and I was just in she had a caravan up in the field, and she said, you can stay in the caravan. Just being in a caravan in Carol Klein's garden. Just surreal.
Fantastic. And you did that for 18 months?
Did that for 18 months. Carol said if you could come down every 6 weeks for about 3 days.
Yeah.
And so I managed to wangle that with my clients. You know, you drop the name in, it's like, oh, yeah, no, you must go. So I did that. But what was happening was Carol and I got on really well. And my dad was really ill at the time, and her brother was ill at the time as well. So we had that as well. But she wanted me to come more frequently. But I said, it's such a big it's a long drive for me. It's a 3 hour drive. I said
Yeah.
I could probably do 4 weeks at a stretch. But in the end, it was relentless. And what actually happened, I was driving home after I'd been there for 3 days, and I would do a long day. I'd be up at 7 in the morning because I couldn't sleep. So I thought, just get out and get into the garden. I'd done an almost 10, 12 hour day, and then drove home and almost drove into the back of a lorry because I was so tired.
Yeah.
This lorry had stopped and I hadn't seen it. It didn't happen, but it was so close.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I can't keep doing this.
No.
So yeah, I had to say in the end, I can't keep coming every 4 weeks.
No.
So in the end, yeah, it was a shame
Such
because
a shame,
yeah. I mean, if I was round the corner, I'd be doing it now.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, definitely. Who wouldn't? God.
Yeah, it was a fantastic opportunity. And
Excellent
Carol
experience.
the nice thing was, because I sort of assumed that Carol would say, oh, can you go and do some digging over there or double dig the vegetable plot? And Carol would be like snipping roses. Oh, no, none of that. Carol was doing exactly what I was doing.
Oh, brilliant.
There's none of what you see from Carol and what we all love about Carol is exactly how she is. There's no pretense. If she was in there sort of like with the roses, so was I, getting scratched and cut, and yeah, it was incredible.
That's lovely to hear, to be honest, because sometimes you think when you see all these gardens, Monty's and Carol's and everybody's, you think, have they got a team of 20 there and all of a sudden the cameras roll and they all disappear? But obviously not. She's obviously got some help, but she gets stuck in as well.
Yeah. The really funny thing was, I mean, we stayed friends, obviously, but because she's North Devon and I'm in Bournemouth, we'd see each other at the shows and sort of like wave and have a chat. But then I became involved with the Garden Media Guild and hadn't seen Carol for quite a while. And during lockdown, we had our award ceremony online. And that was the first time I'd seen Carol. And she must have, I don't know, she must have spat her coffee out when she saw me as chair of the Garden Media Guild. It's like, that was the guy that was doing my garden. And Carol was a patron of the Garden Media Guild as well. So I don't know at what point, because she must have seen emails and stuff coming out from me, at what point she must have thought, I wonder if that's that guy.
Brilliant.
Probably would, but they are brilliant.
Yeah.
Amazing,
just amazing times.
Yeah, I bet. Absolutely amazing. Oh, yeah, very jealous. Very, very jealous. You've just moved on to the Garden Media Guild. Tell us a bit about that, because, yeah, you've chairman for however long. How long was you chairman?
3 years.
3 years.
You do 3 years. The thing was, I joined the guild just before lockdown to be a writer, because I'd had some articles published. I thought I got to an age where sort of like doing 9-10 hour shifts in the garden in the summer was starting to take its toll. And I just thought, I'm not going to be able to do this for much longer, so I need to try and future proof myself. So I had a couple of articles published and I thought, I'm going to join the guild. So I joined the guild, and then literally 3 months later we went into lockdown, which is when I took to Instagram, and from the Instagram I started the podcast. The podcast got sponsored, so I became a full member of the Garden Media Guild. And Tamsin Westhorpe contacted me and said, would I be interested in joining the committee? And I'm a bit of a sort of like, oh yeah, let's give it a go. So I said, yeah, let's give it a go. And at that time, the co-chair that she was working alongside stepped down. So Tamsin was doing on her own.
All right.
And at the very first meeting, just out of the blue, I had no idea. Nobody knew who I was. I could see on this Zoom call, they're all thinking, who the is this guy here? You know, he's done a few bits and pieces on Instagram during lockdown. And here he is, sort of like sat round the committee. And Tamsin said, I think Mike would make a great co-chair. And I said, well, and I could see some of these people around the table like, this is ridiculous. Tamsin's lost her thread here.
You better join the queue.
So anyway, I did say, look, Tamsin, it was my first meeting. I said, look, let
Wow.
me have a year and let me see how the land lies. And I think the other people around the table was like, oh, that's a sensible thing to say. Yes.
Yeah.
I probably went up in their estimation then. Tamsin phoned me afterwards and said, I said it because I think you could do it. And then, long story short, the next meeting she mentioned it again, and they were still like they're shaking heads and I don't think so. But I did. I worked alongside Tamsin for 3 months, and then I decided I would do it on my own. I would just be chair on my own.
Wow.
And yeah, God, what a learning curve.
I bet. Cool. Yeah.
And they sort of like I started in the August. So the first year I was working with Tamsin when we coordinated the awards, which was online. But then when I took over and did it on my own, of course, we were back then sort of like going to the Savoy for the first time in 2-3 years after the lockdown. I had to arrange the Garden Media Guild Awards for 340 people, including all the celebrities and personalities, arrange an awards at the Savoy. It's like I'd never even arranged a family party. So you can imagine sort of like, wow, that was but again I just thought, well, I've got to do it. I had Lexi was absolutely brilliant, the two of us.
Lexi's fantastic.
Yeah, we were sort of like the dream team, and we had Liz and Hillary in the office who were just brilliant. But I'd never even been to an award ceremony with the guild, so I didn't even know what the form was, how it worked, what they did. So yeah, really, really good times, really stressful times.
I bet.
Yeah, character builder for man or something they say, isn't it?
But what must have been a learning curve for you for that bit as well. You know, let alone
oh yeah,
anything
definitely.
else. Well,
Yeah, I think you've got the prestige of the whole thing, and for the first time in quite a few years, we had all of our patrons there. Mr. Titchmarsh, who I sat next to at the dinner, Carol, Gordon Ray, Roy Lancaster. It was I couldn't enjoy it because you're just all the time just thinking, is it going to go okay? Is the music going to be okay? Does everybody know when they need to go on?
Yeah.
At the end, when we'd finished, I literally went back into this room and I just sat there. I was almost in tears. We'd actually sort of pulled it off. Yeah, it was. Brilliant. Yeah, Lulu Stratfield is saying baptism of fire. Yeah, it really was. Yeah. My backside was well and truly roasted, sort of like several times during that 3 years.
So for anyone that doesn't know, Mike, can you explain what the Garden Media Guild is?
Yeah. So for anybody who's in media, whether it's writing, journalism, photography, videography, YouTube, Instagram, no matter what you're doing, if you're doing something with Garden Media, you can join the Garden Media Guild. And it's great because you've got, I think we're about 500 plus members now. We've got our probationary members. So probationary members are those people who started but aren't earning enough to actually be a full member. The full members, to be a full member, you have to be earning £1,000 per annum. So it hasn't got to be a full-time job, but whatever you do, if you can get an income of £1,000 in a year, you can become a full member. But there's so much knowledge. We've got these chat groups. So there's like a chat group for podcasters, for writers, for garden speakers, for Instagram and social media. So much help out there. And of course, the jewel in the crown is the awards in November, when anybody, and that's anybody, even if you're not in the guild, but you're doing garden media, you can actually apply to sort of like put your work into one of the categories and see what happens. It's a great way to showcase and recognise the amazing talent out there across all platforms. Wonderful. I was so pleased. I still am part of the guild, obviously, but to head it up for 3 years as well. It's a great organisation.
It's great. I love it. I love just sometimes I don't even, when WhatsApp groups are going crazy. I don't add to them. I just sit and read them, and you think, oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing, all these people. It's brilliant.
Yeah, Susan's asking it, is it for UK only? No, it's not, Susan. You can be anywhere in the world. Yeah, we take anybody who's involved in garden media. But as I took over, I think the biggest challenge for me was integrating what was seen as the new kids in town, the social media influencers. There was sort of like the more traditional media. There were elements and people like, oh, not too sure about this. But I was really keen to deal with that head on. And so the people who are unsure about social media influencers, I would say to them, what's your problem with it? Yeah. And the response was, well, there's a lot of nonsense out there and people sort of like who don't know what they're doing. But there was that with traditional media as well. There were people writing, blogs and magazine articles where perhaps it wasn't quite as accurate as it should have been. So I think we've got over that now, and it's seen as one level playing field. Yeah, it's a great. I'm biased, obviously, but it's great.
Yeah. Well, I have. I did mention it to you before, Mark, but I have entered our podcast with Charles Dowding today, so we'll see where that comes.
Well, good luck to you, because, and I say, anybody can enter, and you do good quality stuff. So yeah, if you don't put yourself in it, you're not going to win it. So good luck to you both.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Brilliant. While we're on Instagram, tell us about your Instagram, because that's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, do you know what? I've been quiet on here of late. I've got another project I'm working on. I'm conscious, obviously, time's running away, but I'm working on something else. But the stroll, the Sunday Stroll has become a bit of an institution, really.
Really has.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't understand, because when you're walking around the garden, as we do, you're looking at a phone, and it's a number up in the top right-hand corner, and that number has grown and grown and grown. And if I don't do it as frequently as I used to, but if I don't do it, it's so touching. I get so many people who will say, I miss what you do on a Sunday. It's part of our routine. I've had a couple of people who are going through chemotherapy at different times, and they literally said the stroll was what kept them going through chemotherapy. And it's so, even now, it's sort of like, it sort of almost breaks me to realize that some people have just really embraced it, and it's just me walking around the garden. But yeah, a really amazing, loyal sort of following. And but there's some fantastic people out there doing stuff on Instagram these days. So I'm small fry, but I so love doing the stroll. It's just such good fun.
So what did you start it? It was lockdown, was it? You just started it?
Yeah. Again, sort of like the guild said, we're going into lockdown. Let's share our gardens on social media. I've seen a couple of people do lives on here, and I thought I could do that. And then the first week of lockdown came. Anne-Marie and Joe Thompson were doing these lives every day. And but people saying, we have this back row on a Sunday. They're so naughty on the back row. We could have good laugh. So yeah, I just jumped in on the Friday, the first week of lockdown. I had about 6 people, had the phone round the wrong way. And it just went from there. Then I saw Anne-Marie and Joe Thompson doing interviews, and I thought, oh, I'd love to do interviews. But I thought, well, no one's going to know who the hell I am. How can I go to somebody and say, will you do a live interview on Instagram, when they haven't got a clue who I am? But bless them, Anne-Marie and Joe Thompson sort of took a leap of faith and said yes. And then once I got the first 2 under my belt, people were eventually coming to me saying, can I come and join you on one of your chats? So yeah,
it's amazing when that happens, isn't it? Because the majority of the time we ask people, obviously, we go to, would you like to come on? But when somebody does come to you and says, oh, I'd love to come on and have a chat with this, you think, me and Mark go, oh my God, they're actually coming to us now,
Yeah.
Well, I asked Gavin, the garden designer,
Yeah.
and he was one who I just thought he'll say no. And he came back straight away and said yes. And he was doing, I don't know if you remember, he used to do a live every evening at 7 o'clock. I can't remember what he called it now. Um, it was him and Paul Smith.
Yeah,
And
brilliant.
it was, they'd often had a drink, I think.
I
And he
heard the
had such
record
a,
going.
but he said yes, and then I got really, really scared about doing his interview. And it's the only time I was ever scared about doing an interview because I've never been scared before.
Yeah.
I was really panicking. I just thought he's going to absolutely hate me with garden conversations. That's it, Susan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did this interview with Dermot, and we got on like a house on fire.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
Strange, isn't it?
that's my Instagram. But yeah.
When you get scared of talking to someone on the other side of the screen. I've only
Mm.
once really. The first few that we did, maybe 10. I was an hour before saying, right, get ready, do this, get ready, sit and settle. But now I don't. Like you saw, I was watering my tomatoes when we came on. But the only time was Charles Bowden, and I didn't even sleep the night before.
Wow.
Honestly, but to me, I thought that was probably one of the best interviews we've ever done. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really, really
it's.
strange.
I think I have a lot of respect for everybody, and I'm just really bloody nosy as well. I like to sort of find out about people.
Yeah,
But I say Dermot was the only one I was nervous. I was really nervous. I
yeah,
was like just waiting for him to send a message and say I'm sorry I can't do it, and I'd have been like ah, um,
yeah. Oh,
but he
never
didn't. He
mind.
didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant. You said I know the time is clicking on, but just quickly, we all know you do a bit of writing now. So, just from a writer's point of view, do you choose a subject you want to write about, and then write it and see who wants it, or does somebody ask you, commission you to do something about something? How does it
With,
work?
with amateur gardening, I have a column there, which is every fortnight. So I will say to Kim, here's what I want to write about. So I'll
Yeah,
submit my ideas. So that's how that works. And maybe occasionally she'll say, oh, we can't do that one because someone else is doing that, or we've done that
yeah.
recently, or someone else might be. But other magazines will come to you and say, can you write about hostas or camassias and yeah, I'm happy to submit pitches for work or for
Yeah.
people to come to me and say, can you write about, yeah, so I now write for a few other magazines as well, and they all have their different ways of doing things. So,
Mm.
um, and again, like you guys, we're passionate about what we do. So, I love the research on plants that maybe I don't know so well,
Yeah.
but just have a starting point and jot down what I actually know, and then I'll go and research what I don't know. So,
It's another way of learning, isn't it? So
yeah.
you're learning and earning at the same time, I suppose.
But I've got
Yeah.
a. Can I? Have I got time just to say I've got a new
Got as
project that
much
I've
time
been
as you
working
want.
on. Um, I've been off Instagram for a while. I do the strolls, and I will always continue to do the strolls. But I'm writing a book,
Wow.
Ooh.
and I've been asked to write gardening books. But I'm writing a novel, and
Are you?
it's I have mentioned this to a handful of people, but I thought I'll tell everybody tonight, because I've so many people have sort of said, "Oh, you're very quiet. Is everything okay?" Yeah, everything is okay, but I'm writing a novel. It's about a garden designer, so it's in our industry.
Good,
Um,
good. I was going to ask that.
yeah, I can't say too much, but it's about a young garden designer who's had the most appalling start to life. He's really sort of had a rough journey. I've used the J word, look. And
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I hate using that one.
so, yeah, I'm 18,000 words in. I need to do about 90. And I'm loving doing it. Yeah, it's really sort of, but it takes up a lot of time. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah.
brilliant. That sounds fantastic. Can't wait to read that.
Yeah, so watch this space. Um, yeah, I've had a couple of people who have said they would be interested in looking at the first draft. So I'm hoping I'd really like to get a first draft by the end of the year. So we'll see what happens.
Right.
One way or another, even if it's not published by a regular publisher, I will either self-publish it or I will put it on to Substack.
Yeah, brilliant.
So yeah,
excellent. Yeah.
watch the space.
Got a little Oh, my phone's twizzled around again. Sorry. I got a loose
I know. I saw last week when you were talking
loose
to Lee.
tripod.
Loose sprocket.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That has been fantastic, but it's not quite finished because if you've seen before, Mark has a bit of a lightning round of questions. If you wouldn't mind doing that.
Absolutely.
So the first one is favourite band or artist?
Oh, just one.
Well, you can have a couple.
You can have two. Go on.
I'll go on. Blondie, a massive Blondie fan, massive Debbie Harry fan.
Wow.
Yeah, I met her. I do illustrations, and I met her, and she signed a picture years ago. And I've got to say, ABBA.
That was fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, they've had a bit of, they've always had these revivals, but yeah.
Have you been to see the?
So many hits, ABBA. Like everybody just knows their songs.
Yeah, and were you going to say about the ABBA Voyage?
Yeah.
Yeah, been a few times.
Have you?
It's just
my
hit
wife's
after
been,
hit.
and she says it's just phenomenal. She's never seen nothing like it.
You spend the whole time just thinking they're there.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, if they are on that stage back in the day, it's incredible. So yeah, Blondie, Debbie Harry, ABBA.
Great choices.
Next one. In the summer, are you a cuppa in the morning sun or a cold drink as the sun goes down in the evening?
What was the first one?
Cuppa in the morning sun.
Yeah, cuppa in the morning sun. Well, both ends really, but I'm up early. I'll do both. Yeah, cover all bases.
I know what the answer to the next one will be: flowers or edibles.
Oh yeah.
Flowers.
So don't you even grow a couple of tomato plants in the greenhouse?
During lockdown, when I was doing the stroll in lockdown, I did then because everybody was. But no, I don't. But I've got to say, sort of in my defence, one of my best friends, Otis and Ben, they've got an allotment. Well, they did have. They just had to move, and so that we have this supply from them. So it's sort of It's a poor excuse. It's lame. I know.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Next one: beach or forest?
Forest.
Easy choice.
I mean, I live on the beach. We're literally sort of a mile from the beach, and I have a cycle on the beach most days. But yeah, forest.
Forest is
yeah. The days of lying on the beach with like oil on and just frazzling yourself. I'm
we used to do it.
Yeah,
I can remember doing it. Baby oil is ridiculous.
That's it. And you'd go home red raw and lie in bed thinking it will go brown. It will go brown. It will go brown.
Ew.
You just peel off.
My mum used to put, what was that pink liquid they used to put on? Calamine lotion.
Calamine lotion, yeah. And lemon juice in your hair to make you go blonde.
Well, yeah. Well, in those days, yeah.
Fall out, yeah.
That's why.
Yes, it's realised.
Lemon juice. Next one. Go-to emoji in a text message.
Laughing emoji.
Laughing emoji.
Life's too short. I do like to have a laugh, and
definitely. If you could only have one snack for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One snack. Oh gosh.
Not homegrown tomatoes.
No. Chocolate.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
What's your favourite?
Well, I do 5 a day, so
5 chocolates.
Fruit and nuts, plain.
Yeah.
There's a Cadbury's one that's got what's that, space dust and
pick a mix or something, isn't it?
Yeah. I rubbish
space
diet.
Dust and little marshmallow bits.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but that would be one of my 5 a day. You won't be inviting me back. I wouldn't.
Finish the sentence. My perfect day would be.
Walking round Wisley with Carol Klein.
Oh, lovely.
That'd be brilliant.
Wouldn't it?
It really would. That'd be fab.
And actually, while I remember, when I went to Carol's, I couldn't remember any plant names. I was just completely blind. Couldn't, looking at things, you just think, I know it.
Starstruck.
Yeah.
What is today's favourite plant?
Salvias, any salvia. I'm
Yeah,
becoming a
fantastic.
salvia addict. I was given one at the weekend by Otis and Ben, and it's Viola's Darling. It's a lovely purpley pink one. But any salvia at the moment, I'm there.
I'm with you on that.
Do you like them?
Salvias.
Yeah.
They're just
really good. I just love the
so
smell.
much.
I can't stop grabbing them and pulling them as I walk past. And
well, I've just started. I've been propagating them as well. I'm going to do a stroll on Sunday. I've probably got about 30 or 40 salvia cuttings that have rooted, and so I should have the national collection soon. So,
nice. What's your favourite season?
Autumn.
Oh,
yeah.
close.
And just now, it's just as we're going into, just as summer comes to an end, and you get those lovely mellow golden days. Oh, just.
And after a year like this year, you're ready for it. You're ready for the cooling down, slowing down.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, again, like all of us, when spring comes, you think, oh, spring. But autumn is, and I'm like you guys, you've just had a birthday, Mark, haven't you? Mine's next week. So I think maybe because you're born at that time of year, you have a bit of a yearning for it. Yeah.
Affinity. Brilliant. If you could make one thing disappear from your garden or the gardening world, what would it be?
Oh, I've forgotten what George was calling it earlier. Bongo
weed.
Bongo weed.
Bongo weed.
Yeah, bongo weed. It would be gone. I've got that here. And it's got worse in recent years. So so that's definitely got to be a hashtag now.
Yeah.
Bongo weed.
That made me laugh.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was so natural when he said that.
Yeah. I wrote it down, but I left it in the greenhouse. I couldn't remember what I wrote down, but I knew it began with a B.
Yeah.
And then the next one, what's your favourite weed?
Oh, my favourite weed?
Yeah.
There's that variegated ground elder.
Oh, yeah.
Is it, I can't remember the name now. Something, Weedius variegatum, but it's ground elder. If I have to have a favourite, that would be it.
I learned the other day that you can actually eat ground elder, and it tastes like parsley.
Yes, there must have been something. I've seen that or heard that recently as well.
They use it a lot in Indian cooking. They call it, what do they call it? Bishop's weed, I think they call it.
Okay.
But never heard that before until this weekend.
No, I've heard that recently.
Which is incredible. One way to get rid of it, anyway. What would you want? Hang on. Garden visit or plant shopping trip?
Well, both really, but I went to Hauser and Worth. Have you been to Hauser and Worth in Somerset? That's a stunning garden. I love, and there weren't many plants, so probably a garden visit, because I think we've all got access to nurseries and trade nurseries and things. So garden visit to actually get your inspiration, and then come back and
And what's your favourite gardening scent?
Salvia.
Salvias are lovely.
Yeah, just that, like you said earlier, Jamie, just sort of like running your fat hands through and propagating those plants, and you can smell salvia. It's just amazing. Like,
They're amazing. And then the final one, what would you want your gardening legacy to be?
I don't think legacy and me really go together, but
I'm sure they do.
I would, Sarah. Okay, yeah, I would love to think that people learn from the laugh we and the nonsense of a Sunday. I would seriously like to think that some people go away, and people do say they learn a lot. So just for anybody to go away and do something that they've not done before, or to learn something, yeah, that would just be tops. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
definitely
sounds
inspired lots of people through your Sunday strolls. That's for sure.
Many, many, many people.
Well,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we have a few.
Mike, are you going to be at Audley End this coming weekend?
I'm not, unfortunately. No.
It's quite a distance
You're
as
obviously
well,
both
isn't it?
going to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to go on Friday.
Oh, buy some plants for me.
Sunday.
And it was lovely to bump into you both at Hampton Court earlier in the year,
it's
which
great,
seems like ages ago already.
It was a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah,
And it was hot. How hot was it? Oh,
yeah, very hot, wasn't it?
Very hot. Oh, it was awful. Absolutely horrible. Right, look at that on the nose, 9 o'clock. Fantastic.
Thank you both. I've really enjoyed it this evening. It's been great
thank
fun.
you. It's been really, really good.
Great to have you on.
And we'll keep an eye out for you on Sunday strolls.
There will be one this Sunday. There will be one this Sunday. So
and the book.
Yes, watch this space.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks
Thank you
so much,
very
Mark.
much. Thank you both. Bye-bye
See you
for now.
soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Brilliant.
Mike's bringing a book out.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Have you noticed that Dash has decided he doesn't like being out with me in the evening?
Don't like the dark?
I don't know. No, because he was gone a long time ago. He's just decided he can't be bothered anymore.
That's good for my ears.
Yeah, he literally had full phone like when George was here, and then when George went in, he's off. So.
Well then, maybe he's enjoying George a bit more. He wants to spend some time with him.
Crashing out on the sofa rather than sitting out here in the cold.
Love that. That was a great chat with Mike. Really, really good.
Yeah, because I've known of Mike, and obviously we met him at Hampton Court, but never really had the chance to chat with him. So it was nice to have him on to get to know him.
I've watched his Sunday Stroll many a time.
Yeah, and
laying in bed.
Chris was really good friends with him, and
yes,
Chris always spoke very highly of him. But yeah, I need to join the Garden Media Guild at some point because it's a good organisation.
It is good. Yeah, I enjoy it.
I don't do more than anything, isn't it?
It's connections, and I don't use it half as much as I probably could. But yeah, it's good. So did you say you're going to Audley End on Sunday?
I don't know for sure.
I'm going on Friday, and then I'm going to Ragley on Sunday.
Okay. Well, I haven't got any concrete plans. It just feels wrong not going because I've gone like every year for the past God knows how.
I'm going to go on Friday and then go and see Catherine, support Catherine on Sunday.
Yeah, I forgot that was this weekend because she did say to me about it as well. And she's put a lot of time and effort into.
And it's just round the corner from you.
It is
not
really
far. Yeah.
It's the opposite way from you, isn't it? So it's quite a drive for you, Rugby.
Yeah, we are quite be an hour and a half, I suppose, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, so Audley End on Friday, and go Friday too, Mark. Then you'll be home for us for the weekend.
I'd have to have the day of work though.
It's all right.
I've only done one day this week.
There I go. So you can keep it on 2. You can do tomorrow and then come to Audley End with me.
That's a proposition and a half.
Yes, of course it is. We can both wear our hats if it's sunny.
They're probably rain.
Yeah, it's going to be rain.
Break our fans.
Yeah. Right. Fantastic. Love that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. There you go. See? Sorted out. You can have lots of days next week. I'll see you Friday then, Mark.
My wife says so, then I'm told.
All right, mate. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you back on Tuesday next week.
Back on Tuesday, normal time slots.
Normal times.
No
See you
bird.
later. See you, Patrice. See you later, everybody. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.